As we all know, Teofimo Lopez, the 2-division lineal champion, has been calling out Terence Crawford, the 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed, religiously. Some of y'all think that, you know what, it's too much of a tall order for Teofimo Lopez. Some of y'all be saying, well, Teofimo Lopez just performed to the level of his competition. I don't know. But this is why you got to give Teofimo Lopez the benefit of the doubt, because he does perform to the level of his competition. Don't contradict yourselves. Y'all can't be saying, well, I don't like the way that Teofimo Lopez fought Jermaine Ortiz, and I don't like the way that Teofimo Lopez performed versus Sandor Martin, and I don't like the way that Teofimo Lopez performed this and that. Well, you do like the way that Teofimo Lopez performed versus Vasily Lomachenko, which at the time he was regarded as pound for pound, 1, 2, 3. You could flip it around. You did like the way that Teofimo Lopez performed versus Josh Taylor, 2 meaningful fights, legacy fights, in which he was the underdog, and he humbled the boxing world not 1 time, but 2 times. And now he's trying to humble the boxing world a 3rd time. But you know what? Maybe these are the stages that he needs to go through to reach the master, Bud Crawford, right? You got Brian Norman Jr., who just been elevated as WBO welterweight champion because Bud Crawford vacated his belt. And there's been talks that Teofimo Lopez is looking to go up to 147, not only to want to fight Bud Crawford, but also he has acknowledged that he will fight Brian Norman Jr. And if Brian Norman Jr. is the last hurdle for Teofimo Lopez to fight, or to get an opportunity to fight Terence Crawford maybe next year, let it happen. I think that Teofimo Lopez has a great chance to become a 3-division world champion. It just reminds me of the movie, the Bruce Lee movie. Y'all remember the Bruce Lee movie? Y'all remember Game of Death when Bruce Lee had to fight 3 opponents so he could be that guy? Maybe Vasily Lomachenko was the first opponent, right? Dan Inosonuto, right? That was the first opponent that Bruce Lee needed to go through, right? And then he beat him. And then he needed to face his second opponent, which was Jing Hang Jae. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee's second opponent is about rhythm. The first opponent was about flexibility. And then to reach the mountaintop, he needed to face Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Remember the infamous Kareem Abdul-Jabbar battle. His third opponent was about strength and pride. Strength and pride. We all know if Teofimo Lopez fights Terence Crawford and beats Terence Crawford, that defines everything you want to know about his nickname, the Takeover. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why some of the people don't want to understand who Teofimo Lopez is. It's because you're trying to not understand his motive, his goals, his name. His name is the Takeover. He's just not here to participate just like any other fighter. He's here to take over. So the opponents that he wants to fight is to take over. At 135-pound division was Vasily Lomachenko, was to take over. His opponent at 140-pound division, the king, Josh Taylor, it was to take over. And now he was looking to fight at 147-pound division. He wanted to fight in 147-pound division, which Terence Crawford was still at the time holding the WBO strap, right? But if he beats Brian Norman Jr., then he becomes a 3-division world champion. Then he 1 step away from 154 and challenging Terence Crawford. See, Teofimo Lopez is playing that game with Terence Crawford. Anything you can do, I can do better. Teofimo Lopez has better wins, has more of a epic wins. I'm talking about epic wins, multiple wins than even Terence Crawford himself. Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor are better wins than Terence Crawford. I think the only great win of Terence Crawford, I'm not saying the other ones wasn't good and great, but I'm talking about it wasn't better than Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. He got Earl Spence, but that's it. At the young career of Teofimo Lopez, he has accomplished a lot. And some of you haters may not like it, but you can't deny it. Teofimo Lopez is that dude. Teofimo Lopez is all about taking over. Teofimo Lopez actually voiced the frustration of the boxing fans when it comes to legacy. See, that's one thing about Teofimo Lopez, whether you like him or not, that he's all about legacy. And as a fight fan, that's what you should be supposed to be worried about. As a fan of the sport, that's what we primarily should be worried about. We're not supposed to be worried about putting butts in the seats. Like, shout out to Tank Davis putting butts in the seats, but he's not going for legacy. He's not going for legacy, ladies and gentlemen. He's all for self. Tio is all for the sport. You understand what I'm trying to say? So Teofimo Lopez should get everybody that's a fight fan the support of daring to be great. Why, when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, daring to be great needs to be channeled, or no, I don't think that Tio should fight Bud Crawford. Maybe he could fight Brian Norman Jr. Well, why only Brian Norman Jr. is not? Teofimo Lopez already proved that he is an elite fighter, pound for pound fighter, and future Hall of Famer with the resume that he already got. Beating Vasily Lomachenko, beating Richard Comey, beating Josh Taylor. One thing about Teofimo Lopez is, if you look at a lot of people that became champion, especially early in their career, they got vacant titles, elevations, fighting for vacant titles, got elevated as interim. Teofimo Lopez have become champion by beating the champion. You notice that? Teofimo Lopez had to beat Richard Comey and knock him out in the second round to become a champion. Teofimo Lopez had to outbox Vasily Lomachenko to be a champion. Teofimo Lopez had to, beat Josh Taylor to become a champion. There was nothing easy about Teofimo Lopez's route. Nothing easy for Teofimo Lopez. Nothing. Every time he got a title, nothing easy. Like Brian Norman Jr., for example, he got elevated. Boots Ennis, elevated. Shakur Stevenson, when he fought Gonzalez, vacant title. You understand what I'm trying to say, folks? And now, look, Teofimo Lopez may have the opportunity to face Brian Norman Jr. by moving up, and he's still going to be fighting a guy that got a world title. Nothing easy for Teofimo Lopez. And this is why he's in the position where he's in, and this is why he feels that, you know what? That guy for me to be secure with my greatness so I could know when my career ended, I fought the best. Right now it's Terence Bud Crawford. And like I said, Teofimo Lopez is here to take over. He's not here just to participate. He's not here to be your friend. See, other fighters are here to be friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's Shakur Stevens. Shout out to Shakur Stevens. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis. But I don't think that Keyshawn Davis in the 135-pound division want to be the greatest because he don't want to fight his friend. Teofimo Lopez's friend at 140-pound division was Rolly. He said, man, I'm F the friendship. I'm trying to be great. You got a belt? I want you. And that's the mentality we want from the fighters. That's the mentality. We're not here to be financial advisors. We're not here to try to be your accountant. And we're definitely not trying to be Kevin Costner. People out here, these boxing fans, want to be bodyguards to their favorite fighter. Some people be like, hey, yo, but Punch, yo, you always giving support to Teofimo Lopez because he dared to be great. He voiced the frustration of the boxing fans, and I'm here to preserve the sport of boxing. That's why I created the channel, to preserve the sport of boxing, to preserve the modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators, the ones that put their life on the line for pure entertainment, and the ones that set the tones in the sport of boxing is guys like Teofimo Lopez, is guys like Bam Rodriguez, and I'm talking about the young generation. Who's going to follow after? Who's going to be crowned? Who's going to be king? Who's going to take the baton after Canelo Alvarez? And Bud Crawford, because Bud Crawford is going to be 37 years old. But this is the circle of life when it comes to the sport of boxing. Just like Oscar De La Hoya had to beat Hector Camacho. Just like he had to beat Pernell Whitaker, and just like he had to beat Julio Cesar Chavez, and then Floyd Mayweather had to beat Mayweather. Well, Mayweather never lost, but you understand, there is, just like in the heavyweight division, Larry Holmes beat Ali, Mike Tyson beat Larry Holmes. You understand? It is the way it is. Muhammad Ali had to beat Archie Moore, Sonny Liston. Teofimo Lopez is just doing what traditionally is supposed to happen. The opportunity to face Terence Bud Crawford. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Teofimo Lopez has done it at 135, at 140. But still, it doesn't seem like Teofimo Lopez has gotten the ultimate respect. And even if he goes out there and beat Brian Norman Jr., I still don't think he will get the ultimate respect. But I damn sure know if he beats Terence Bud Crawford, no denying. 100% respect from the boxing world. And that's what he's gunning for. To take over the sport of boxing, take over the souls of his fighters, and be the king of boxing, not only in the respective division that he campaigns in. Y'all already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you, God bless, and on to the next.